Hey, Vinny Lopes here from Off the Block with your weekend recap. And what a crazy weekend it was in college men's volleyball with a slew of upsets coming from the Midwest in the MIVA. McKendree, without doubt, the biggest upset of all this weekend, knocking off number 12 IPFW. A huge victory for the Bearcats, their first win against a nationally ranked team in program history, and you can just see this program starting to move in the right direction. That's really what you want. When we talk about the growth of college men's volleyball, you want to add more teams, but you also want to see these new teams do well and succeed, and we're seeing that right now. So hats off to McKendree getting a win. And then the other one in the MIVA, Grand Canyon getting a huge victory against Ohio State, knocking off the Buckeyes in 5 games. And you just have to wonder, they were a little beat up with injuries at the beginning of the season. They're starting to get some of their players back. They're starting to find the right lineups. Coach Jeremy Price is doing a really good job. And right now, Grand Canyon's kind of towards the bottom of the MIVA standings, but this could be a deadly team towards the end of the year, capable of pulling a first-round upset in the MIVA tournament like we saw in 2013. So those were kind of the two big upsets, but continuing moving forward as we talk about this weekend, I thought out on the East Coast, Penn State did a really nice job gaining control of the EIVA. They're now in control of their own fate, in first place in that conference with a nice victory against Harvard. You know, this is a team right now, their record's deceiving. They have 9 losses, but they're starting to figure things out. They're starting to play better, starting to gel. And I think that this is going to be a team that's going to have all the pieces that are clicking when it matters most in late April. And then we jump back out to the West Coast. You'll look at some of the matches that happened this weekend. BYU, a really good blocking performance against Ball State, was able to get some big blocks in that match to come away with 2 good non-conference victories that I think could help them later on when we start talking about bracketology. And then UC Irvine, really the other team that stood out for me this weekend. Great performances, especially in that victory against UCLA. And then on Saturday night, talk about an epic comeback that they had, down 24-21, but they're able to win in overtime against UC Santa Barbara. That was really impressive for the Anteaters. And you were starting to see a little bit of separation now in the MPSF. We're really starting to see 4 or 5 teams really solidify themselves, really starting to separate themselves from the rest of the pack. And I think that's going to kind of be the fun race moving forward to see if Hawaii can get a first-round playoff match, if BYU can get a first-round playoff match, or home first-round playoff match, and potentially win the conference. Or could a team like UC Irvine or Pepperdine win the conference? So moving forward, I think that that's going to kind of be the exciting race in the AIVA. Those 5 teams to see what they can do going up for it. But, you know, it was another exciting weekend in college men's volleyball. And for all your news and analysis, you're going to want to stay here at offtheblockblog.com, where we have awesome backdrops like we're seeing right now.